I'm sitting here with Jörn Hartwig from D-LABS at Hasselplattner Ventures. So, Jörn, hi, nice to meet you, and tell me, what is D-LABS?
D-LABS, maybe I should start with the name of D-LABS. What does D-LABS stand for? So D-LABS means Design Laboratories. And maybe I will get the chance in the next few minutes to explain much more in depth what's behind these laboratories.
Start right now.
Yeah, well, I do. So basically we are providing design services for the IT industry. Usually the big question then is, what is design for IT industry? Of course, it's how it's looked like. That means nice pictures, nice interfaces. And of course, it's much, much more. It's the behavior of software. It's the feeling of software. It's the way the software supports the users. So all these.
So it's a lot about usability, right?
At the end, it's about usability, right? So, but let me go one step back to understand what we are doing better than others. I think you need to know how software development, especially in German, is happening today or in the last years. Usually there are some IT experts sitting together and thinking about a solution for a possible problem. Sometimes, or the closer past, they very often are talking to the customers. So what are the needs? How can we help you? Then they go back and they start to think about the problem. And they develop crazy things. A thing what I like to mention is SAP, from the architecture side, from the functionalities which are implemented. It's great. But at the end, finally, it has to come to an interface. And this is not 100%, but that's nearly the way software is developed today. Thinking about features, developing the features, and in the very end, the people think about, okay, we need an interface, how to do that. The problem is, in the whole process, there's no end user involved, no real end user involved, and there is no real chance to get feedback, to communicate about the later product, the later software system. One very important issue is why that is not the way. People can't express themselves. So when an IT guy like me is talking to someone who's doing bookkeeping, these are two worlds, you know. There is the, I don't know, Lieschen Müller. She's just into bookkeeping, and there's a Jörn Hartwig who's just in IT, and we have different languages. So this is a big issue. That's why I think most of the IT systems today, especially enterprise applications, are not that well designed as they should be, yeah, or could be, or should be, I mean even should be. So this exactly is the point where D-LABS starts. So we say we need to involve the end user from the very beginning. We need to understand the needs of the end users. We need to validate our concepts with the end users. And we don't have to do all this, not just with the end users, also with the customer. There's always someone who has to pay for it. And this is not necessarily the end user. And of course, we need to take care about the technology. Just imagine we are thinking about crazy systems, very well designed, but we can't implement these. So there would be no sense. That means we need to take care about the second part, the software part. And yeah, all these things we put together, it's like, you know, playing a game. There's the user, he wants to have nice and crazy features. And there's the technology side.
So you're helping companies to become more user-orientated through their design, through all their look and all that, usability.
That's the shortcut, yeah. Okay. That's what we're doing.
And how does it come that you are incorporated in Hasselplattner Ventures?
Oh, this is a pretty long story.
Make it short.
I will take a shortcut.
In one sentence.
So there was an idea of Hasselplattner. The idea was some kind of like changing the way software is developed today. There was the idea of bringing design in the very beginning. That means from outside to the inner side of the software system, not from inside to outside. And he communicates to IDEO in the United States. They're practicing all these principles in the product design world. And yeah, basically the idea was to bring all these principles to the software world.
Is it about so-called design thinking?
It's design thinking. It's also taught on the D school here nearby in the neighborhood. And so he started to look for someone who's able to found the company. And he looked at it's nearby also. I think you can't see the building, but it's that direction. There's the HPI, and he looked for students who are able to...
HPI is the Hasselplattner Institute?
Hasselplattner Institute, right. He looked for students who are able to found the company. And yes, at the very end, it was like a casting for a boy group. We have to start several times to sing there in front of Aaron Davidson, CEO of Hasso Ventures and Hasso. But in the very end, there was, the final boy group. And
how many you were?
we were in the beginning too. So we started...
A small boy group.
Yeah, so we were pretty good in singing, and then we stopped singing and went over to the US, and we got a chance to learn from SAP Design Services team. We got a chance to take a look at the processes from IDEO. Also, we went to the D School in California and took a look over there, how it works, and how they are working on their processes or projects. And then we came back and founded the company. So this was basically the start and the idea behind that. Maybe something I need to add to that. Of course, another idea was to provide all these companies within HPV design services. So in the very beginning, we started to work with Incron, with Facton, very nice customers, and right now pretty cool products.
Because of your work, you mean?
Not just because of our work, but because of our work, of course. And later on, we started to work with SAP, and right now there are
also external clients.
Uncountable external clients there, from mid-size up to big companies, very large companies.
What has been the biggest learning through that your founding process? It's a quite different founding story, but even though, which kind of learnings do you have to share?
My learnings I have to share. I think the whole thing is a big failure. I think every day you make a lot of mistakes and failures, but the good thing is these failures are good. I think you're just an idiot when you do some failures more than one times. I mean, it starts with how to structure the company, how to acquire customers, how to approach...
Well, you had it quite comfortable because you had lots of customers already around, huh?
It's comfortable, but the expectations are, in relation to that, pretty high. So if there's someone telling, okay, there's a great company called D-LABS, and okay, and then...
Did they also have to pay for your service?
They had to pay for it. A small fee, but they had to pay for it. So they got, how to say, a discount. So this was one of the big learnings.
And you always fail and fail and fail and...
It's still failing. I mean, the failures are getting smaller, but they are still failures, of course.
Okay. So out of that, a hint for other starters?
Don't be scared to make failures.
So you heard it, it's all about failing and failing and failing again. The failures only become smaller, but will never disappear, right?
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you.
Maybe just another learning to it. Have fun. I mean, that's the most important thing.
And have fun, okay.
You need to like your business, what you do. You need to stand behind that. It must be, I like to say it's my baby, you know.
Okay.
I think that's a good
So take care about your baby and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much.